Cold Grip here. We've got a little bit of a special treat today. This is a Smith & Wesson Model 39, developed back in the 50s for the Army. Helped transition the U.S. military into the semi-automatic pistol. It was originally developed after World War II to kind of combat the Walther P-38 used by the Germans. Some of the history, it was used by the Navy Special Forces, now known as the SEALs, back in the Vietnam era. It's also carried by officers in the Army back in the Vietnam era. Used by the Illinois State Police, and that's kind of where the history of this gun comes into play. My friend who was kind enough to loan me this gun, his uncle was a policeman, police detective up in Alexandria, Virginia. He went up to Illinois back in the 60s when this gun was first adopted by the Illinois State Police, and brought it back to Virginia and talked to his department and convinced them to use this pistol as their service pistol. So that's where this gun came from. This was used by him as his service weapon for many years, and here it is today. Beautiful wood grips on here. This gun, you can see the slide is worn from the use, and this was a duty weapon. So if you've never fired a pistol like this before, and I had not, I have to tell you that it flummoxed me a little bit because I wasn't familiar with its operation. But what's very interesting and different from certainly from my striker-fired Smith & Wesson M&P, notice the trigger positions well forward with the hammer down. If you pull this trigger, it'll cock the hammer and fire around. Now, after the first round and the slide recoils and resets the hammer back, notice that trigger is set in the back position and requires just a very, as you can see, incredibly short distance, very light trigger pull to fire the next shot. And that was different for me. With the safety on, the trigger is deactivated. Safety off, trigger is full forward. You pull, brings back the hammer, and fires. So this is a beautiful gun with a lot of history. This is the first U.S. designed semi-automatic double-action pistol, designed back, as I said, in the 50s. And really, as such, it was kind of the Glock of its day, something different, U.S. designed, and really was the beginning, before Glock, of the trend for a lot of our state police and local police departments using semi-automatic pistols. So I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about this gun. Hope you enjoy the footage of us.